This is the January 9th Solid Waste Recycling Committee meeting. We're going to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance for a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And will with knowledge for service. Okay. So if we could just go around, Josephine is away. If we could just go around and identify ourselves for this meeting. I'll give you over the chairman.
Andrew Becker, Vice Chair.
Joseph Pagnozzi.
Kirsten Utala.
John Cattell.
Mike Pasowitz.
Steve Bayer, Secretary.
Tim Besler.
Okay. Any comments on the minutes of the November 21st, it's actually 2022. This is 2023, but it's 2022.
November 21st.
November 21st.
Yeah, November 21st, 2022. Any comments on?
You need a copy?
I got John, you want to say something? You want to add anything to it?
Grammatical corrections.
Where is it?
Under my spot, the first bullet says a projected wall, should be just a project wall is in place.
The project wall?
Yep.
Okay.
ED. And then on the second section with the food waste pilot, instead of saying 32 gallons, or 6 32 gallons, just put there are, cross out the first 32 gallons, put there are 6 32 gallons.
6 32 gallons.
Right.
32 gallons are 6, yeah, right.
Yeah, you got
Cross off the
cross out the
32.
first
Yeah, it was
32 gallons.
Okay.
It was a repeat. Yeah.
Right, okay.
Grammatical. That's just for me.
Any other comments or corrections, or? I take a motion on the minutes of the November 21st, 2022 meeting.
I make a motion to approve the minutes of November 21st,
I second.
2022.
Second that motion.
Seconded by Misty. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay. Can we have the final status of the subcommittee, Tim? Do we have anything to cover that?
I don't think we have anything.
I'm gonna close out the subcommittee since we're changing,
Yeah,
management.
okay.
Yeah, I think everything we've talked about in the
It's already
subcommittee has already been
It's already
discussed and
worked.
voted on, et cetera.
Okay.
So, yeah, I think we're pretty much
Okay,
done.
so I take a motion to close out the subcommittee?
I'll make the motion.
Yes. And seconded?
I second it.
Okay, all those, any discussion?
Nope.
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Okay, motion carried. The next item is election of officers for the, this year. So, any nominations for officers? I nominate Mike. He's told me he doesn't want it. Come on, Mike.
So I nominate you. Do it again.
Andrew, what are you doing?
Who you nominate? Andrew?
No, I'm not, but I nominate Andrew.
I am comfortable in the Vice Chair position.
Okay.
So nominated for Vice Chair.
I nominate you for Vice Chairman. Any other nominations? Okay, we take,
I nominate Tim for secretary.
Tim, you want to be secretary?
Fine.
That's
Okay.
good.
I'm sort
Do you
of
have
doing it
any-
anyway.
Do you have any?
You're doing good, let me tell you, you do a good job.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And,
Well, I'd like to nominate Misty for Vice Chairman, if she's interested.
Josephine's happy to have you, because she can depend on your words.
Thank you.
She can depend on your notes.
Yeah.
So, okay, we want to take a vote on the nominations for,
Is he gonna start with the chair first?
yeah, we don't need to take a vote on it, we need to.
Chair? I nominated you for the chair.
Okay,
Anyone else?
any other nominations? Mike?
No,
Are you sure?
yeah, I'm sure.
If you don't.
Thank you. Okay,
This, here's
okay, the chairman passes what?
I'm okay if Misty wants to take, I have no preference, I do as much as I can here, but I have no preference,
Okay, so we don't need a vote on the chairmanship. For the vice chairmanship, we have two, and,
But you don't want it.
Misty.
No, I mean, it's,
Misty wants it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not fussed about it.
No.
yeah, I'm okay either way.
Okay, so, all those in favor of Andrew as the vice chairman, say aye, or raise your hands.
Aye, if he wants it. Misty, second.
And those in favor of Misty,
Aye.
Aye.
So Misty,
Aye.
four. Misty, you voted?
Oh, I don't
you
know.
can vote for yourself.
Okay, so it's three,
All politicians can.
3 to 2, so you can't vote for yourself.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
All right, so that's it.
Okay, so Misty, you want to be the vice chair?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you were going to leave, you didn't want to be on the committee, you
I
staying?
joined.
You staying?
Mhm.
Okay.
We all got sworn in.
Yeah, we were all sworn in.
You started your second term? Started
Yeah,
your
my second,
term.
well, my first term, it was
You were
only
filling
2
in?
years, I was
Yeah.
filling in, so this will be my first full term, but,
'Cause you could do 8 years total, imagine.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
You can
We'll
do
see.
two.
I'll talk to you in
My
4,
list, yeah.
I'll talk to you in 4 years.
You're my list, yeah. I think you can do 2 4-year terms plus whatever he
Right.
filled in. So
You
he'll
can do
actually be accountable for, or you'll be eligible, I think, for 10 then if you
Oh,
filled in 2.
okay.
It's 2 full terms plus, I think, whatever you filled in. I
You have
believe.
the
I
meeting
understand.
dates?
Gotcha.
Okay. Is that what you wanna do?
Yeah, Tim, you have the meeting dates?
Yeah, I have the
You have
meeting
a copy
dates.
of it?
Yeah,
I don't
oh,
have-
yes, I do, yeah, I have it in my calendar.
So we have a chairman, a vice chair.
And a secretary, yeah.
You
Okay.
can have the treasurer.
No, we don't, for what? For what? We can't even get the door locked.
We're going over the dates for,
Well, we can have a sergeant at arms.
Okay, the next item is the meeting schedule for 2023, which we have to get to, and thank you, Tim, we have to get this to,
Yep.
the town clerk. The way that first letter came out, and I'm sorry, it looked like we had a meeting in December, because she said we had to have it by the end of the year.
Right.
But when I called her, she said, no, it's okay. So anyway, January 9th is already done, the February 13th, looks okay. Any questions? April 10th is Easter Monday.
Easter Monday, some people celebrate that.
Any issues with that?
That's
with
called Little
anybody?
Easter. I don't know if the schools are open, are the schools
What?
open? Are the schools open on
Aren't
Easter
the
I don't
Monday?
know,
schools,
I'm not worried about the school.
aren't the schools usually closed on the Friday?
The Friday, they're closed
Yeah,
on
they're
Good
not
Friday,
Well,
they're
how about
normally
the
open.
following week?
I don't, unless, you know, unless.
I can
it's-
check their calendar
Unless
real
it's a
quick.
week off, I
It
mean,
might be the week.
there's April weeks off, but,
Yeah, you
you
don't know.
know,
Okay,
I'll check the school calendar real quick.
I think it is
I don't have kids in
off.
school anymore.
I think it is off.
Monday's off.
I think, I'll check.
Yeah, that's called Little Easter in,
May 8th
It would
through
be
12th,
April-
September 11th. September 11th, remember, September is the 911 celebration.
Memorial,
So,
April 10th is no school, but it's not considered a holiday, it's just under their spring break.
right,
The
okay,
7th is Good Friday, that's their holiday.
okay.
But April 10th they're off.
They're off for the whole week there, so.
What you want the whole week?
That's what I thought, yeah.
September 11th, what's your pleasure? You want to meet on September 11th? That is the right date?
would
No.
prefer not to meet on
Okay,
Saturday.
I agree.
Me as well.
That's the other one.
So can we change it to the next
Following
Monday, which
Monday?
would be the 18th?
18th.
Is that okay?
Yep.
18th of,
Okay.
Oh, okay,
September.
so we're changing it to the
18th of September.
okay. Now, April 10th, what did we decide on that? Are we
We're gonna
keeping
leave
it?
that.
Closed, schools
We're
are
leaving.
closed.
Does everybody agree with that?
What, April 10th, you're gonna
Yeah.
meet?
Yeah.
Well,
I thought the schools are closed.
We're not in
But is
school.
the building closed?
No, it's
No,
not it's not listed as as a holiday, it's only under, the schools is listed as spring break.
The school takes a break.
But
Yeah,
the
but they
town
don't-
buildings will be, it's a normal,
Okay.
yeah,
I
Good
didn't know.
Friday is
Okay.
the holiday for the town.
I know you're part of education, you have all those vacations, Joe, but we
I
don't.
know,
have
we never
vacations.
work.
How about October 9th, it's Columbus Day, anybody have a
That's
problem with
Columbus
that?
Day, they might be off.
I think I have a conflict that day.
October 9th is Columbus Day, but they'll be off too.
What's that?
Yeah.
Are we we okay, October 9th?
Well, no, if it's Columbus
Yeah,
Day?
it's Columbus Day.
Yeah, it's Columbus
That's
Day.
Columbus Day weekend, a lot of people
Yeah,
take
I
I
think
think
a
I'm
lot of
away,
people.
I might.
I know I do too, I mainly go away that way.
Okay, so we wanna go,
16th?
do we have the option to go the week earlier, or no? Do we have that option, don't we?
Depends who uses the room. Sometimes there's somebody here.
Well, I don't think anybody has it this far in advance.
Probably better to go the following Monday,
Yeah, but then we'll go to the 17th.
October seventeenth.
We'll go into
No,
the
October
16th.
16th.
We'll go into the 16th, which is, it's at your pleasure. We
What's
can
the
go
matter
to,
with October 16th?
I don't wanna, nothing, I don't know if there's anything wrong with that.
It's fine with me.
No,
October
That makes
16th
sense
is
if
fine.
September is the 18th, so.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so it's a month away.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go to October 16th?
Yeah, we're extending it on September, you're right, until,
well,
Okay,
that's right, that's a good month between.
Okay.
That's good, yeah.
so you basically have 4 weeks.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so we've agreed on February 13th, March 13th, April 10th, May 8th, June 12th, September 18th,
Right,
October 16th.
16th in November.
November 13th.
What's that, October 16th? Something's in my head about October 16th. Okay, and November 13th, okay?
And nothing in December.
I take a motion on that?
I make a motion to approve those dates for this year,
Okay,
on the Joe Pagnosi.
and second,
I'll second.
Kristen, and all those in favor? Aye. No opposed? Okay. Moving on. Old business. The department director, ongoing improvements to transfer and, status update on food waste program. Before we get to that, John had sent to me the, budget update. Everybody got it?
Yeah,
Yep.
John, do we have to discuss that tonight? No.
That's what I submitted.
Go ahead.
yeah, was asked for at last meeting, right, so you
It
can.
was asked for the last meeting.
No, I understand, but I mean, do we have to discuss anything for you to take back?
I have a question, and the biggest number here,
Fees.
53200, fees and professional services, is that basically the hauling, all the hauling costs?
Fees and professional services.
I mean, it's the 3.5 million.
Yeah, that's your whole.
Hauling, okay, and then,
Your tip fees, your hauling fees.
and then the next one, the contracted property services, that's Enviro's.
That's
operations.
Enviro's
Okay,
operations.
I figured, but I wanted to ask.
I mean, I can,
In the past also on a budget, we used to have a revenue, projection or revenue, is that part of the fees? This was in the past.
The revenue projections are a different budget item, it's a revenue
But
line.
does that come under that professional fees?
No, that would be a whole revenue section, I didn't forward that, I'll have to get that to you.
Do you have any idea on revenue any, off the top of your head?
I'm just trying to think of where I am on that one, on what it all added up to.
So I'd just like to know the net cost that.
I can get that to you.
Okay, next time,
The cost of what?
I was asking about, revenue projections.
With our revenue.
I've got this on my computer.
It's online also, but it's.
Or I'll send you a clean copy.
Okay, I didn't see it.
PDF.
Or it will be online for this year.
Okay.
The last.
Now, this is,
So there's an actual 422 and then a projected for 23? Or is it still projected?
It's a projected 24. and then-
24?
Yeah. And
Okay.
then it may have in there what the, anyway, projected 24.
Any other comments?
Projected 24, I see fiscal year 23, is that,
Right, but for the budget that you're requesting of what I put in would be projected for 24.
the line items that you're putting in for are listed under fiscal year 23?
It'd be the same.
The same across?
Same line items.
Why was overtime double? I mean, it's not a huge number here, but why was it double compared to the last,
Holidays, change personnel in there to where we, now.
were we open more holidays this year?
No, but where you have a person working holidays who's entitled to holiday pay.
Mm-hmm.
That's the main.
No, I get it, I was surprised because the number was like 2,500 last year. Again, it's not a huge number,
Right.
but it was like 5,600 this year.
That's not actual, that's budget.
No, this is fiscal year 23 is what we're
Yeah,
right now,
see,
that is actual so far, so it is up,
They're working, yeah,
Oh, they are?
working the holidays.
yeah.
For a while there, the person wasn't getting actually paid for the holidays, and they were in the union entitled to the holidays, so they had to get straightened out.
And now we don't have, it should be way down now, right, because we don't have union,
No, one person is a union, the lead,
Lisa
Lisa.
is in the
I
union,
wasn't gonna go with names,
but, okay,
the lead scale operator is a union person
got it,
who is entitled to.
yeah, of course,
Plus, overtime to support the, hazardous waste day. And also overtime that, when some, they close the gates at 12 o'clock, by the time people get out and everything, you do the books on Saturdays, you may get a half hour here and there to add up to it also. As well as support of when you have repairs or construction issues going in on a off hour, to have someone there.
Will there be overtime costs, John, with respect to monitoring the, recycling containers on the field for Lisa, for that?
No, that's
position?
done during normal time.
Okay, all right.
So, I mean, this is curious too, with the regular payroll, 163,000, 23, 60,000.
they eliminated positions,
A position.
so,
That's Mike's position?
a department head position, yeah,
That was
Yeah.
before.
Two positions.
Oh, Mike and Audrey together, that's what they were making. Oh, my God.
Yeah, your salary doesn't show up in here because you're public works, right? Yeah.
Okay.
What do you, what's driving your increases for 2024 for the services
The big ones is,
What's that?
Is that you?
That's my phone?
Joe? Is that you?
Gee, I never get calls.
the big ones are basically your tipping fee, your hauling fee for trash, your operation of the facility are all tied to the CPI, which is gone up.
And your ACR, the ACR,
Well, yes, your ACR is the other one here for your recycling.
Was
Your
the
ACR for recycling is a real difference.
yeah, we're gonna
was
talk about
the
that.
part-time new hire hired?
Still haven't filled,
Still haven't filled it yet?
Nope.
Are you
So you're
just
gonna have
asking-
five?
We're at 4 part-timers and then.
You're looking for one more.
And we're looking for one more
It's
part-timer.
just hard to find people are not saying that.
A lot of people will respond that they want a full-time position.
Yeah. There's no benefits there.
I mean, it's a ideal job, and you get a lot of young people and they're looking for a full-time job and they can get the benefits. The ideal person is like the people we have where they're retired from another job, they have their benefits, they don't wanna work full 5 days, they just wanna, get out there, get a little pin money and get out and be active.
Yeah.
That's the ideal person.
And the second shack, I call it, is completely eliminated now, so there's 2 people in the scale house itself at all times?
One person in the scale house and the other person is located up at the top at the entrance to where you go into, drop your trash off. The residents drop off your trash. So.
Just for directing and such?
Directing and monitoring and enforcement, it's more of a, you're there and you're actually able to see what's going on and, the person who says, I'm only going for recycling and then throws stuff in recycling and then drives up to the top to throw the trash out, well, hello, you have to go up through the scale house and then up there and you catch it. You used to have a lot of people that would kind of like sneak around the bottom and then up to the top, or I only have some garbage and then meanwhile they're throwing a bunch of masonry bricks and stuff out the side. Well, that's bulky trash. That's, different cost. structure, so,
Have you, sorry, I was gonna say, have you seen improvements in the compliance with?
yes, and, people are starting, you still get some people that, will go the wrong way, and they'll find out that when they try and go out that way,
Yeah.
and they're going.
Doesn't work
the
anymore.
garbage trucks, and it's like, no, you gotta go, and you kinda point them to the right direction, and,
Well, having a person right up there at the site, have they had, diverted a lot of the recycles from going into the,
yes,
package,
yes,
so
and it's educational for the people too.
Yeah.
Saying, no, that goes here, that
Yeah.
goes there, it's basically, being a face there. Some people ask questions, sometimes, you get some people that are struggling, they'll kind of give them a little hand and help them.
but this,
So-
I thought you were talking about the trucks going up there, the dumping.
No, it's the people it's the residents that would,
So Lisa goes down there all the time, right?
yeah,
And
Lisa's
that's the way-
bouncing back and forth with the different things.
But I have to say, 'cause I don't use the trash
Yeah.
hauling first, I go.
Yeah.
So ever since the new format, it is much easier, and there are people watching, whereas before, you'd always be like, hey, what are you doing, when you see people
Yeah.
doing
Yep.
stuff that, and there was, people were just too diffused, and so you couldn't catch people.
John, what's the status of the metal stairs replacement? Is that complete?
The
what?
You done
The
with?
metal stair, the
Oh,
replacement.
Vaughn, yeah, that was part of my,
Are you gonna talk about that?
He's,
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I didn't know if you had any other questions.
Oh,
We
okay.
didn't get to that yet, we cut it off at the budget.
Oh, all right.
Do you have any other questions for the budget? Like I said, I'll get you the numbers.
that's how I don't,
But then, yeah, this is your diagram flow, it makes it a lot easier. So, where before we had the person down here on the street, you now have them right out here, there's a little shack right there. And he can see people, they should be going through the scale house, coming up the road. You can see everything that they're dumping. And when you get a car that's coming up this side over here, that person's lost. So,
How does that person up top know, like I said, sometimes they'll catch people dumping stuff that they didn't pay for, how do they know that?
they'll see him go right through the car. You see, what happened before is, this area here is a new entrance.
Right,
That was never there before.
right,
So everybody had to come down here and then.
that's the little house,
Right.
yeah?
So now, to get up into this area, you gotta go over the scale, past the scale house as everybody is supposed to do, and then go straight up the road. And go through. Now, if you went through this thing and said, oh, well, I still, I had some cardboard boxes, I had some other trash to still go through, and you already went all the way through, then you just circle around and go back up again. But at least you went through that first time, and you went through the scale house.
Yeah. And
So, and he's standing up here, he can watch the cars coming up. Like I
But he
said,
doesn't really know what people pay, and it,
well,
that's what doesn't matter, I'm not,
we,
just having somebody there to determine,
when you
there's
have,
no question.
we do occasionally, because you get your receipt, you do, and occasionally say, oh, when a person was kind of frustrated where they goes, oh, well, let me see what, did you pay for this, did you pay for that? Someone's like, oh, I only paid for garbage, and you're throwing stuff in the other, no, don't do a spot check on a random check. We're not
It's
looking
good
at,
anyway, it's
we're not looking at every single, let me see your receipt for everything, but it's a random thing, and especially if it's a questionable person.
I don't remember, is there a direction sign at the
Yes.
house?
Yeah.
There is.
Yeah.
I think I saw it later, I'm still.
Yeah, and
Is it visible, easily visible?
Yeah, it's a big sign, it says all,
It's
people are to stop
I
at
was
the
there
scale
like
house.
2 months ago,
Yeah,
yeah, okay.
plus the scale house person then says,
Well,
please.
well, Lisa
understand
will
there's
say,
a new-
yeah.
And then directs you where, and then plus right over here in this gate that
Mhm.
gets closed at the end of the day, when it's opened up, it says entrance.
Yeah.
So,
and then those big signs say recycle, where they're dumping all the metal now.
right,
That's gonna be turned into a
Single stream.
trailer, it goes single stream,
right.
but he'll be there watching what goes in.
He'll be up here so he can see a little,
Yeah, that's
a
really
little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Before, the person was in the thing, it's like, give me a ticket.
Yeah, right.
Oh, and it's like,
John,
who knows what it's like.
that sign on the fabric is, that says, the video, surveillance, if we could put more of those signs up there, it would be so effective.
There are cameras everywhere up there.
Oh, there are.
So, but I think that
I
would
know, I know.
that would be
We do
awesome.
have some that say, this
Yeah.
video, but I plug in and from my desk while I'm doing work, I put up focus screen and I'm watching cars coming up here, I'm watching the trucks going in here, I'm watching people dumping, I'm watching the inside of the building with the haulers, with their dumping. So, I mean, I'm not there 24/7, the full 8 hours looking at it, but I keep it there and something pops up.
I think if people knew, that would be awesome. I mean, I think it's a great sign. for-
Well, there is a sign there, isn't it?
You know, with the fabrics they do.
Oh, with the fountain.
I think there is one or two signs up there that says video.
Yeah, and violators will be prosecuted.
You
Why
waste
not?
it every day, or?
Why not?
The video, I think it's kept for at least a month.
Oh, it is kept on.
Yeah.
But I think violators will be prosecuted.
Okay, any other questions? Any other questions on the budget, Joe,
No, I don't.
No.
Anyway.
Mike?
When
Okay.
does the budget get finalized?
You gotta have to
Along with
be
the
by
rest of the
March,
town.
right? It has to be by
I
March,
think
it's
it's
voted in
about
June.
May,
May,
June,
Yeah.
June.
Has to be done by May, it has to be done by June, because it starts July.
The, first selectwoman lines up submitting her budget, I think, to the board of selectmen somewhere in February. first-
Like March, and then they have to go through all the boards, so it takes some cuts, some haircuts, and.
It goes to the board of selectmen, then it goes to, then you have another whole thing.
Board of Finance.
Yeah, RTM, notifying
And then you have
everybody.
another whole thing for the RTM thing now, so, yeah, we get to spend a lot of time on it.
Of course, you gotta be at every meeting too to answer the questions.
What is Betty Gabriel? Is she what? What is Betty Gabriel? I don't know that name.
She's not in there, Betty works for the admin.
The end of the report, it was reported by,
Yeah, I had her printed out for her.
oh, she just printed it.
Yeah,
no.
well, her and I worked on it.
Oh, okay.
She helped put things.
She's so secretarial,
She's on the DPW
She's on the
administrative side.
Yeah.
DPW, yeah,
oh, okay.
she's on the admin side.
Okay, so, your report, John, we're down to, what?
All right, so the stairs, I guess we'll move on to them.
Yep, last item.
So initially, we had 3 bids when we first went out for this stairwell repair. One of them was non-compliant because it didn't have a bid bond with it. So in essence, we had 2 bids, and they were at $72,000 plus and $165,000 plus.
Wow.
Which was very high, more than what I had.
That's a big difference.
Big.
That's a huge, huge difference.
It gets better. It gets better. So, I didn't like those numbers. Discussed it with purchasing, and we decided to rebid the thing entirely, throw out all bids and rebid it. We had 4 people then submit a bid. 2 of them were previous, of the previous 3. And those bids, we had a new bidder in there who actually came in low at $19,800.
Are they still in business?
Are they qualified?
The high bidder that was at 165 came down to just under 80,000.
Wow.
So we, our next steps is to have a scope meeting with the low bidder, and then from there we'll proceed to issuing a purchase order, making sure that everything.
Joe, just so I understand, the 165 to 80, but the bid was the same, the specifications were the same?
Same bid.
Same exact thing?
Yeah, so this is what makes no sense, because one of the bidders, the 2 bidders that rebid both basically cut their numbers from like
Yeah.
65 to 35 and 160 to
Just in-
79, like.
The one that went from 65 to 35 had a math error when he submitted,
Oh.
but they also.
So he had a $35,000 bid
Right,
to
so
begin with?
So on the
It's a big
second.
math there.
Is that only labor or materials?
That's
complete, that's
complete.
complete. 19,000,
Did you have any projected
Thoughts on?
budget or thoughts where it would have come in?
It's around the 30 grand at most, but then it all depends on metal prices.
Right.
Yeah, which has been
You know,
through the
it's
roof.
just, you know,
Yeah.
a while ago, when,
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
when I got that bid. So, and the one that's supposed
Well,
to,
was it was like November and January.
when I got the quote was when.
You got a quote ahead just to see where you would like budget-wise? Okay,
That was like a year ago.
gotcha.
Yeah, that would go up, yeah.
I have a I mean, I would be concerned about the 19,000. I mean, is this someone you've worked with before?
They've done work for other towns, municipalities in the state, based on their, information, and that's why we'll have a little scope meeting to
Yeah.
make sure, okay, which, you know.
Well, you have the other scope.
But it's a lot of it is overhead too. I mean, it's a small,
It's not a big job.
you know,
Yeah,
mom
well,
and pop versus a corporation that's putting in the high one that has all the overhead and everything else, so, you know.
Well, the 165 guy, person,
That was-
obviously, well, he just threw a number out. He didn't care.
But I guess, you know, you have all these different scopes, so you'll be able to
Yeah,
kick the tires on them a little
Yeah,
bit.
so we'll-
Cut all the bells and
we'll
whistles.
make sure it goes and.
Will we get,
It's their, it's
will
not
we-
their way.
Yeah,
You know, they're not welding the whole thing together
Aren't
in
they
place.
buying probably a prepackaged?
They're gonna buy,
thing?
they're
It's gonna be a
gonna
pre-pack,
specs, have a
yeah.
fabricator make it, and
Yeah.
then they guys turn around, put it in,
Do
and,
they give you a shelf life of the, duration of the irons, the steel, or whatever they do?
No.
it's galvanized steel,
It's gotta last more than 10 years.
better.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
But that's something you should
The one
know.
that's been there, it lasts, what, 40
You
years?
know, for 19 years, I mean, they could give you something made
No,
of aluminum paper or
it's
something.
galvanized.
That's in the specs.
yeah, the specs should have the gauge. I mean, they should all be the same, in theory.
Yeah.
You know, and then.
Well, I know you, I don't underestimate your ability to investigate that, so. that's-
So, in any case, it was a wise choice to rebid it.
Yeah,
Yay.
sure.
Very good.
Okay.
So the other thing that's going on there is, you know, we have a nice new sign that, you know, since it's been almost 2 months, you have a nice new sign that you enter that gives all the things with the symbols as to what we actually accept there.
Good.
So that's at your entrance near the scale house, when you first come up.
That's nice size.
And, it's about 4 by 8 at least, or so,
Good.
so it's a good sized sign. And that's the stuff that we take there. And that was paid for through a grant, so that's good. And, the other thing is, that we're working with, where the metal trailer is, and where the metal trailer's future location will go, we're still working on getting that accessible. We built a wall in concrete and filled it in, and now we have to do some, other work before we can actually move the metal trailer to that slot, and then have the open top trailer for your single stream recycling.
What about the overhead doors? You received the call on that?
I haven't gone to, in depth with what the quote that was given me.
You still that's still pending?
It's still pending.
What is that? What ballpark are we going for the doors?
I think, I was going off the state bid, that was around, and they quoted around 190,000 to do 7 doors.
Is that on
I was lower on my
the,
estimate.
is that on the capital, the town's capital waterfall?
Yeah, this is,
program?
all that is bond, that's
Okay.
a bond.
That's fine.
That is bonded.
Okay.
And then there's some trench work that still has to be done. We've done some of the cleaning up of the inside. There's an old exhaust system, we've gotten that cleaned out and removed. When the weather warms up, the Enviro owes us a painting of the upper level, which when that gets done, we'll do a nice clean look, sharp to it. So that's that.
Joe, what's the status on Oak Ridge? Any changes in the pricing?
We are, in this quarter, where currently it's $99.22, I think it is, a ton.
Yep, that's what it was last,
I
yep.
have not
same.
yet heard, now.
With the
January
hauling, and the
serious.
hauling changed too, right? Didn't hauling go up?
Hauling fees?
No,
You're talking about.
$26.
the hauling is still 26.
Right.
Okay.
The tip fee, as of January 1st, will have a new fee. We have not received what that is.
We haven't.
We have not. That's based on all your markets and valuations that they do.
Can you clarify for me energy costs? I don't see anything in here with respect to, electricity costs. Is that going, how do we do that?
I think the vendor pays for that,
Enviro?
yeah.
The what?
I believe
Enviro pays for
Enviro.
electricity.
Should be here.
The hauling goes to
Enviro pays for
Enviro.
the electric?
Enviro is their operator, so
Yeah.
they maintain it, they have a whole maintenance and
Yes,
So
requirements.
we're probably gonna get hit for electric.
No, it's all zero.
That's all,
Oh, that's built in there?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's under their
Okay.
contract, so this is what, that was my point, is, so Enviro's contract with us is valid for how many more years, do we know?
1 more year.
One more year.
FY 24.
Because right now, through municipal bidding, they can't hit us with a fuel surcharge, and they can't hit us with a utility increase.
Okay.
But I would expect if it's par for the course in a year, that the contract's gonna come in
They
higher.
have environmental costs that they have, they do their weekly or monthly, bi-weekly or whatever, environmental investigations, they have, they cleaning of it and pressure washing it, and, they have a lot of others.
And the electrical and heat.
But they don't specifically hit us with a fuel surcharge on trucking or electrical costs if it goes up, yes.
And the electrical
Fixed rate.
and the heat costs for the little building, for your house, that's theirs too? They
All part of
cover
it.
that too?
That's, electric, that's a little electric,
That's all it would?
yeah.
Well, yeah, okay.
So we're billed here until it's zero, no charge.
Yeah.
It's in their number. It's
Okay,
in their
all right.
contract.
Yeah, there's enough stuff in the numbers, so I don't want any more. Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's in their number.
Any other questions, status of John?
If you wanna go to your food waste thing, we're,
Can I ask you one question about this, the recycle cost? So let's say they explode, so how do we adjust that in the budget? Is that a stupid question?
I put in $100 per ton. If I find out that it's going higher, then, which I hope to know before the end of, the February, before the first selectwoman submits her budget, and I will obviously have to let you know.
Okay,
And if you
So we
find out
have time.
something later,
okay.
If it's after the fact, they just have to push and pull from other parts of the town budget, right? I mean,
it is
yeah.
what it is.
Okay.
yeah, it's like when you have a really bad snow year, you have, you gotta pull it from somewhere else.
It's a budget, you try to lock in as many known numbers as you can, but
Yeah.
there are variables.
Yeah, okay.
So, you work with it.
Mhm.
Food waste, you asked in there for a status update on the food waste program. So, since we started October 17th of 2022, we've collected about 4 tons.
Is that what you had expected to collect?
We used to have 6 of those containers, now we have 10. We had a big push, obviously, with Thanksgiving, and people were cleaning out the refrigerators and food and all. So we were getting a lot of requests to have more carts there. And we've been going through about 8 or 9 carts. We have 10, but they've been empty about 8 or 9.
And it's once a week?
It's still once a week pickup. We've had about 12 pickups to date, 4 tons. We've probably had about 630 people drop-offs, from what I can say. I've been tracking that, which may be the same person.
Yeah.
Once or twice a week, but that's what we've had.
How much longer will we run this?
Well, I'll definitely run it right through to at least to the end of fiscal year.
And I think I asked this before, but what is the, parameters for determining that this is a success or that?
I have a feeling it'll be something that we're subsidizing. It takes waste out of the stream, but it's, this is just a minor thing when if you're talking 4 tons an hour, 38,000,
Yeah.
this is,
Right.
Yes, the drop in the bucket.
it's a feel-good thing for some people,
Yeah.
that they're trying to do the right thing, and that we're allowing it. Until something like this comes in to where it's law that you have to do it.
Yeah, well, it's moving in, and the same with the glass, you know, teaching people to separate and
Yeah.
think about things in a different way.
It's an educational process, and
I get down to, I take my glass down there maybe once a week, and I've noticed that, I think the first week the food waste was there, they were like half full. They're all full now. You can tell people are really,
people are using it,
yeah.
so.
So when curbside picks up on every Wednesday for $100 charge, how much do they actually pick up, do you think? About
800 to 900
Eight.
pounds.
about an eighth of a ton?
No,
They pick up
about,
that much?
about 0.4 tons, 0.4.
Yeah, because you have 1.13 tons since October total. So
Yeah, that was from the last one.
that was the
right?
last one.
Yeah.
Well, it's been 8,000 pounds since October, so.
So about 800 pounds?
It's about 850 to 900 pounds. It's, like I said,
If that increases, is their charge, the same, or is it going up?
it's still been $100.
They just, as it's gotten more, they still kept it at that.
You should have 15 bins out there.
No, they're
There'll
gonna
be
charge
there'll
more.
be a point, I'm sure. It's-
Where they go up.
You know, they haven't said anything yet, that's what I'm paying.
One question I'm wondering about is I wonder if some people who've been paying the guy that picks it up have stopped paying him and are now bringing him down.
That could be also.
He'll probably be able to tell you that at some point, yeah.
It's a good question. I was gonna ask about maybe getting an update. It might be a little premature, but at some point get an update from him to see if his customer base has increased or decreased, or what he's, just from the town side.
Yeah.
From the resident side.
Well, one thing I've noticed is that a lot of people, like, when I've been there, they've got their glass, they've got their recycles, they've got their food waste. So it's not like they're just driving up there to pass.
Yeah.
So this is good.
Yeah, and our textiles are taking off too.
Yeah.
I mean, we got two bins there, and we're getting a third one there, that's,
It's great they're all together.
Lisa's been pushing that a lot, so, and that's kind of what it is, so that you have everything in areas, say, okay.
That's where you want it.
I've gotta go through my closet and feed some textiles. Too much stuff I'm not using.
Well, it's good to get that out of the waste stream, because it's got all the
Yeah.
chemical
Oh,
stuff that would burn.
Those are
right?
terrible. Should get rid of all that stuff.
Okay, any other,
We're not taking any steps on the number of mattresses we're putting in the compactor, are we?
No.
okay, any other comments on, old business? John, thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Anything for new business?
This is my first full year, because I also just was filling in, I wondered if, do we set out new objectives or things that, John, you would need help from us on that we should be thinking about? Project review, policy, whatever.
I will tell you, our biggest challenge right now is not this coming year, well, not this fiscal year that we're in, but next fiscal year, FY '24, we have an issue with the recycling, contract that ends. So that's an issue that we're gonna have to, the town, this is multiple towns, the interlocal having to get involved and having to negotiate a new contract. But what's even bigger down the line is the following year is when our contract with Wind Waste, which is Wheelabrator, ends.
I thought that was 24, is that 25?
It's 24.
Oh.
That'll be fiscal year 25 next one. We'll go to 24, which we just did.
You mean Wheelabrator Bridgeport?
Yes. So we're good for the end of this year and all of next year, which is what the budget we're doing, but then that contract ends, so then we'll have to get involved in wherever that goes. And if you follow any of the news with everything, the state is not in the best shape as to what they do with their solid waste.
Have you heard, so someone went to a meeting, Misty, did you go to the meeting, or was there an online meeting?
In our local.
Where they were talking about they're closing one of the burn plants, which is north of us, Right, so, and then there was discussion in that about the future, and them trying to push the closure of Bridgeport and stuff. Has anything else Has anything else come to light on that?
Well,
No, I don't think they were pushing.
they can't,
Bridgeport is-
Bridgeport,
Oh.
this is it.
Well, they can, yeah, so, yeah.
The Hartford one.
The way we fix our garbage problems is we wind up trucking it all to Ohio, like, put it on somebody else.
I'm surprised they take it.
It's crazy.
I mean, you mentioned something that is important, that, you know, do we as a commission look at a long-term plan with short-term goals, you know, set up a 1-year, 5-year, 20-year plan for how we're going to reduce our load, because what John is saying is, it's obviously gonna be a huge issue, so the more we can separate, the more we can divert, the better off we are. And for us to sort of look at all those measures and say, well, how can we target this issue and do better? I mean, the last question, we didn't really talk about that, do you wanna just tell them how many tons of glass we've recycled? Because people are starting to use that a lot more,
So-
and that's a huge load.
I happen to do a little homework on that too.
What are we talking about now?
Glass only,
Glass.
glass recycling.
Recycling, we started that program in March of 2022. And to date, we have disposed of 33.36 tons. And I got a full container down there that'll probably be picked up in a week of another 6 tons approximately.
So that's.
So it's almost 40 tons, just under 40 tons from March 7th to today.
And have those loads all been cleaned and they haven't had a problem receiving them?
They go up to.
They go up to the crushing, but he hasn't had a problem with any contamination in those or anything.
How often do
They
they pick up?
haven't sent any back,
No,
Every 6 months they pick up?
no, they pick up that every 6 weeks.
Oh, every 6 weeks, because you said since March of last year.
Correct, so-
That's when it started.
Right,
He's saying about 40 tons,
40 tons since
For-
March.
The whole total.
yeah, which would be, by the end of the year, should be, from March to March would be like 45.
What do they charge for pickup on that?
This is completely at no cost to us.
There's no cost.
But was this a pilot?
This is a pilot.
It's still on the pilot program.
Right, so eventually there'll be some trucking costs
It's
probably.
us and, well, down the line, there may even be a tip fee too.
Right.
What did you put in your budget for this, if it's off the pilot program, anything?
Nothing for this.
What?
Nothing.
Nothing, okay.
No, I expect this to go for a while.
Yeah,
Okay.
what do they do for free?
The glass.
It's the use of the glass.
Basically getting a free raw material.
Well,
Yeah, if they want it.
they're taking it right now for free.
Yeah.
But it's real, whether they're charging Oak Ridge or not, I don't know. I think they're also creating their base of supply stream. Oak Ridge is doing this for free because what our garbage, when it goes, or our recycling, which actually half of it is garbage.
Single stream,
The single stream, they sort out the glass. All that glass goes out to a landfill out in Ohio.
Yeah.
It has to be trucked.
So on the back end, they're paying to
So
truck
that's-
it and
so that's
everything,
an expense.
yeah.
Well, that portion gets affected into our ACR,
The
which
rate.
is our cost.
Right.
That's only one portion. The biggest portion is the glass is hazardous to their mechanical operations.
Yes,
It cuts the belts, it gets the fines into,
It's in the
gears
air
and-
and the.
Hazardous to the
It's-
personnel too.
it's-
So they'd rather not have the glass in it anyway, so
Right.
this is a problem solver.
So this pulls the glass
Yeah.
out of it. There's no market for it.
Right.
It's, hazardous to their equipment, it's contaminates everything else being mixed in with it, because now it's broken and impregnated into your
Right.
cardboard and other stuff, so now, instead of having, say 25% or 22% of glass that's this garbage, you got 45 or 50, that's contaminated.
Well,
So that's why they're doing it for free.
So it's pre-separated before they get it.
I think there's about 5 or 6 towns, others are jumping onto it when they can get it in the dumpster.
Yeah.
And for us, it's a win-win, because that just took out 40 tons worth of garbage at no cost to us.
It's good.
Except for us to monitor it and make sure people are doing the right thing.
getting back to this before we leave our meeting, I'm just gonna throw this out here as maybe a possibility of setting up a subcommittee just to look at developing that plan. You know, and taking, you know, so that we have a way to sort of track our progress and how we're doing, and maybe looking at other towns and how they're having success doing certain things, things that we can implement. But it seems, because it could be such an incredible crisis coming up, it seems like it's a good time to do
some research and figure out where.
getting some traction
Yeah.
on how we're doing.
Right.
So,
But, you know, you like I said, your biggest thing right now is your recycling markets. You know, you're paying more to get rid of recycling than you are garbage.
and we're doing it in
And we're
every,
not charging anybody for recycling. So, you know, I kind of threw that out at the last meeting saying, you know, depending on where this is going, that may be something that you have to look
Other
at.
towns charge for recycling?
I'm not sure you know, some of the towns pick it up, others.
Krista, what did you ask?
I don't,
Towns charge for recycling, because
I don't.
nowhere where I'm aware of are they charging, you know, nowhere that I'm aware of.
Yeah.
And they put it on to all the private contractors that do the whole, like, we forced them, when this all went in in the nineties or whatever it was, you know, we forced them to buy more equipment and offer this additional pickup that they have to do every week and everything, you know, that,
Well,
the town can make money.
the state mandated it, yeah.
You know.
Yeah, the contractors aren't too happy about doing it. As of the last meeting, they came and told us.
It's a state mandate. I
They
mean,
mandate, right?
you know, we'd rather not, you know, for a while, we didn't want to turn around and have to recycle glass because of all these problems.
Right.
Yeah.
But the state says you have to do it. Now they've at least offered this other alternative.
Yeah.
They should subsidize it. Well, here's a question. So you have this situation where things are getting worse and we're trying to do all this outreach and education. But how do you even evaluate your progress? Because, have you seen any alterations down there at the compactors? Have you seen that the product is cleaner?
Well, we got 40 tons, that goes through
Because I
there.
think that word is getting out there about plastic bags and certainly cleaning the.
It would come from how many loads are rejected, which you get reports on, correct, for recycling?
Yeah.
So has there been less loads being rejected? Because we get charged back on those, right?
We were charged, it wasn't rejected, we were charged a contamination.
Okay.
But that was before the price was up to 99, so who knows what the contamination is.
Have you gotten any reports if anything's been cleaner lately?
We haven't done that. Oak Ridge seems to be working with us.
Okay.
Well, it's just hard to
Really
figure
trying
out.
to find out from them as to how.
When you watch that scenario with all the trucks coming in and town after town is dumping, boom, 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 it's hard to say, oh, Fairfield's doing much better here. They are obviously, you know, less contaminated. Who knows?
It's the conglomerate of all the towns working together. I mean, we talk to each other, we meet with each other, we work with each other, and we all know we're in the same thing together. You know, and if all the towns can turn around and clean up their streams, then it helps everybody. It's not gonna help everybody if just one town does it. And
Because
we
it's
all
all
know it.
collaboration,
we all
we
know.
all go
it.
together.
Yeah.
Well, and then you've got Bridgeport and Waterbury and it's
Well,
rentals.
Waterbury's not in our group, Bridgeport is. And they have their challenges.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm just asking because it's like, how in the heck are they evaluating, you know, any kind of movement towards?
Well, you'll see your evaluation based on what your contamination rate is from the hauler, or from Oak Ridge, when they say, well, this is our number.
Yeah, but they,
Yeah.
given that to you since they went up to 99.
They have, that's the ACR, but that's still based on the same percentages that was always.
Okay.
And inside our conversations with them, you know, that number should really be higher than the 21 or 25%, whatever it is, but they're just holding it.
So we don't actually have a transparent view of what the contamination rate actually
No.
is.
It's more than what it,
It's more than what we're being charged right now.
right,
Definitely more than 20%.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, I do,
Okay,
Right, still.
thank you.
Oh,
I was just gonna say, I do like the idea of, you know, whether it's a subcommittee or even just some working sessions on figuring out some metrics or, you know, looking at the other towns and seeing if, you know, or John, maybe when you're having these multi-town discussions, you know, if there's things that we could follow up on, because
Yeah.
I think that would be helpful in
Yeah.
planning for these other events that you've made us aware of.
do we have to make a motion for that?
For what?
For having a working group or
Working group or.
committee
I
to get a
think,
long-term?
I think it would be
plan?
more appropriate to come back with the next meeting with a proposal.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we know clearly what we're looking at, what the objective is.
Yeah, because you're gonna have new administrators and
Yep, that makes sense.
Any other comments? John, thank you very much.
Thank you, John.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dennis. So much nicer down there.
It is, much nicer.
Welcome a
We're
motion
still working on it.
welcome a motion to adjourn the meeting.
make a motion to adjourn the meeting,
I'll second it.
Second, all those in favor?
January 9th.
Bye.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, thank you very much.